Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner releasing details today on the Obama administration's plan to help banks burdened by billions of dollars in so-called toxic assets. CBS News senior White House correspondent Bill Plante joins us now with more on that. Good morning, Bill.
Morning, Harry. What the Treasury has come up with after weeks of working this out is a plan to use a combination of government and private money to buy up those bad debts so the banks can begin lending again. The plan calls for purchasing up to $1 trillion in troubled bank assets. The Treasury Department would initially invest between $75 and $100 billion from the $700 billion in bailout money already approved by Congress. The remainder of the funds would come from the Federal Reserve, the FDIC, and private investors.
This is what drives economic growth.
When Treasury Secretary Geithner unveiled an outline of this plan more than a month ago, he was criticized for its lack of detail. He's been taking heat for that and more, and some in Congress are calling for his head. The president told 60 Minutes, no way.
Has he volunteered to or come to you and said, do you think I should step down?
No. And he shouldn't. And if he were to come to me, I'd say, sorry, buddy, you've still got the job. But look, he's got a lot of stuff on his plate.
On the bonuses for AIG executives, the president said Wall Street has to understand that in the current economic crisis, it's no longer business as usual.
You get a sense that in some institutions that has not sunk in, that you can't go back to the old way of doing business, certainly not on the taxpayer's dime.
The president also suggested that maybe the bankers need to spend some time outside of New York to understand why people are frustrated. And he also suggested that he sees just a flicker of hope that maybe the real estate market is stabilizing. Harry?
Bill Plante at the White House this morning. Thanks. Joining us now is the chair of the White House Council of Economic Advisors, Dr. Christina Romer. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
For this plan that we've learned a lot more about this morning through the Wall Street Journal, it requires significant participation from the private sector. Will you get it?
We certainly hope so. We have certainly been talking to private investors. We think there's interest. I think one piece of evidence that there will be interest is sort of the sister program that just got launched last week, the so-called TALF program with the Federal Reserve, which is for new loans. And we did just have $9 billion of transactions in that market, which seems to say the private sector is interested in partnering up with the government and doing these kind of things.
Some have suggested, though, that this toxic asset mess will clean itself up as the economy improves. Why not just leave it alone?
That is just too risky. What we know is that when banks have these bad assets on their books, they're hesitant to lend. Private capital is hesitant to come in. And that's just not a good situation. We need our financial system up and working. And quite honestly, I don't think we have time to wait. So I think it is important for us to try to jumpstart this market and get these assets off so that the financial system really starts working again.
Billions and billions are turning into trillions and trillions. Can the government rescue everything and everyone in this financial crisis?
I think we're not trying to rescue everyone and everything. We're trying to rescue the system is the crucial thing. We're trying to get it so that it is lending, working for the American people, because, what we've often said, we've taken great steps in the fiscal stimulus, but until we get that financial system going, we won't get a really healthy, robust recovery. And so we're going to do what it takes to get the financial system working again.
A lot of taxpayers, though, wondering this morning when they have to stop paying for everyone else's mistakes.
I think the way to think about this is, we're doing this for ourselves, right? This has never been about helping Wall Street or helping the firms that made mistakes. It's absolutely about helping a system so that people can get their student loans and that families can buy their houses and buy their cars and small businesses can get their loans. And so it's always been about Main Street, and really where the taxpayer dollars are going is to put Main Street back to work.
Dr. Romer, thank you for your time this morning. Do appreciate it.
Great to be here.